you find any inspiration in this we have done, and you have done your noble part.
El Maestro Speaks podcast.
Thank you so much for doing this. It's an honor to have a conversation with great person like you.
It's my pleasure.
Talagang sa nga inalak sa jet time niya.
Sige
Kita
lang.
ka, pag umaikot to busy nga, parang dire-diretso, no?
Oh, and
Everyday nga kastoy ba? Nakabusy rito dyan.
usually every Saturday lang. And after this kami, naman nanti Ligarda.
May ano kayo doon? May gym kayo doon?
Wala. Pero may, since we have a upcoming event, pan may cover the sponsors.
So I was so interested to talk with you because gusto kong malaman yung parang kumbaga share mo na rin yung biography mo, sir. So I would like to know paano ka nagka-interest ng martial arts?
Ayun, nung bata pa kasi tayo, bata pa ako. Gusto kong basketball noon.
Basketball.
Oo, so bago ako punta ng school, maaga ako may basketball noon sa training point na doon sa amin sa Balili. So, maaga muna akong pupunta doon, tapos nagba-basketball, elementary, tapos na-involve din ako sa sports like baseball, volleyball, kanyan. Tapos, nung high school, pasarel. Kikilaro-laro na rin ako ng pasarel, lahat. Pati takbo.
Talagang athletic kayo.
Athletic tayo, kahit maliit tayo noon. Pero one time, napunta ako sa Baguio. Doon ko nakita yung medyo na-discourage ako doon sa basketball since hanggang dito lang. Hanggang dito lang sa ribs yung mga Red Rubins noon sa UB. Kahit sa punta ka rin sa UC, ganun din. So, hindi ata to yung laro para sa akin. So, that time, sikat na sikat yung kickboxing noon dito sa akin.
I remember yung mga Red Lion.
Oo. Baguio Benguet, ganyan. And through yung friend natin hanggang ngayon, si Ryan Batinay, sabi niya, punta tayo doon sa gym ng Red Lion.
Si Coach Ryan.
Oo. So, ayun. Yun yung phrase na nakilaro. Then, naging interesado ako doon. Lalo nung nakapanood ako ng laban. Na-inspire ako nung mga may nananalo, ganyan. Then, yung mga crowd. Nalagay sa isip ko nung napanood ako, sabi ko gusto kong one time, ganun din. Itataas yung kamay ko, ganyan.
So, talagang yung first na style na natutunan mo is
kickboxing.
Under the tutelage of
Red Lion, yung late na si Master Felix Gayas. Ayan.
Ang Red Lion, ang maalala kong, yun ba yung yung sidekick, backfist?
Mahilig sila sa mga, ayan.
Do you still remember your first competition?
Oo. First competition ko noon sa Cabalaw nyo.
What was it like?
Ayun, natalo ako ng first fight ko.
First fight.
Tapos next na fight ko noon, UB. Pero, yung kasi 4 months ko ata noon, lumaban na.
Usually ganun naman dito parang
so yun yung sabi niya nun. Talo ako, second talo ulit. Sabi ng yung si Master noon, pag matalo ka diyan, los-los-halos. Sabi niya, so ayun, ayoko nang matalo, pero siyempre siguro yung mga nakalaban ko mas veterano sa akin. And siyempre mas 18 ko lang noon
18.
And kaya nga sabi nila, parang uncle mo na yung nakakalaro mo, sabi. And that time, walang timbangan.
So paano yung yung talagang height match lang nga ba?
Oo, yung usapan lang dito, dalawa kayo, ganyan. Gusto mawasi ganun, ganyan. Match up lang talaga. Pride lang.
Wow.
Unlike ngayon, pride yung labanan noon. Unlike ngayon na pwedeng hanap buhay sa mga atleta.
Pero noon, kumusta yung kami noon, doon sa may sinasalian kami din dito noon. May mga 200, may mga 300, mga
Oo, ayan. Hanggang main event ako noon.
Mm.
May price kang 500 plus 10 tickets, mga
Yun,
ganyan. 1,000 tapos plus 10 tickets. Main
Mm.
event pa yun. So, passion talaga. Hindi
Yeah.
naman yung noon, hindi yung hanap
Hindi siya
buhay.
hanap buhay.
Oo.
Oo. Kung gusto mo ng hanap buhay na combat sport, boxing na lang.
Ayun,
Yun. Mas,
pagtingan noon eh. Pag
ay,
napunta ka lang noon sa national level, tsaka
Mm.
pwedeng, or sa international.
international, pag nakagawa ng pangalan.
Mm.
So, through college, tuloy-tuloy pa rin ba na?
Hanggang nung magki-kickboxing ako, magka-college ako noon, naghanap ako ng taekwondo.
So nag-mix din kayo ng
Oo.
taekwondo.
Through scholarship. Oo. So, napunta ako doon sa UC.
UC University.
Oo. So, doon ako, naging member ako ng
Siguro coach during that
varsity
time,
team.
BCF, ano?
Oo, yun. BCF pa. Yun yung time na pinaplano na palitan.
Oo.
So, ayan, hanggang naging varsity ako doon. Pero active pa rin ako sa kickboxing.
Ang ano ko doon is kasi pinag-mix din namin noon. Medyo mahirap ba yung transition from taekwondo to kickboxing na personally sa inyo?
Ang maganda doon, na-manage ko naman yun. Ang maganda doon kasi habang nagte-training ako sa school ng taekwondo, nagte-training pa rin ako kickboxing sa gabi.
So parang ano,
Oo.
parang ano tawag yun, nai-align mo yung yung mga differences.
Oo, ay ang maganda na paghalo ko, plus the adjustment. And one time na so happen na main event ako noon, andun yung mga coaches nanood, yung mga coaches ng Wushu, Philippine team.
Yeah.
So, nung nakita nila ako, yun, tinay nila akong kinausap kung pwede akong sumama sa training nila.
So that's how you transition from kickboxing, taekwondo, and then Wushu Sansho.
Wushu Sansho.
Sa mga hindi nakakaalam, yung sa Wushu, dalawa. Ano? Yung
Taolo
Taolo, forms, and then Sanda or Sansho.
Sanda. Yun naman yung combat na.
So were you a member of Philippine team?
Oo, 1999 I was selected to train in Manila.
Yeah. Ano yung routine nung bilang Philippine team athlete ng Wushu?
Yung transition at training ang hirap. So dito parang training yung kayang-kaya. Pero nung pumunta ako sa Wushu sa Manila, parang parusa. Yun lang ginagawa mo araw-araw. Yes. Wow. Tapos pinapahirapan tayo talaga ng coach mo. Na ngayong coach ako ngayon, tsaka ka nare-realize ng importance ng ginagawa niya noon. So, to the extent, nag-training pa kami sa before SEA Games noon, 2001. Before yun, 2000, nag-training kami sa China. And, so, yun, dun ko na-experience yung gaano kahirap yung training at mapalayo sa pamilya para mag-training lang doon.
But you are, if you are a member of the Philippine team, parang yung mga finances ninyo hinahandle na ng government.
Yun yung kagandaan nun, aside from yung finances, meron ka pang allowance buwan-buwan. Kung nanalo ka pa, may incentive.
May maalala ako, may mga kaklase ako na dating member kaklase ako, SAF na ngayon, si Stewart Magno.
Naging athlete natin sila noon.
Yan, yun, siya rin yung parang nag-invite sa akin na mag-try doon sa Wushu Sansho sa BSU noon. And then naging under ako kay nung first na dumating si Coach Ryan sa BSU, siya yung nag-coach sa amin. Ang record ko is ako yung first na taga BSU na in-eliminate ng PMA.
Sa BBL.
Sa BBL ako yung first na taga BSU na na-eliminate na lagi kasing sinasabi na hindi kaya natin yung PMA. Ang kinakatakutan diyan kasi nandun kayo sa UC.
Sa UC.
Ang kinakatakutan natin yan UC and UB. Medyo rin kami. Medyo kumpiyansa ako doon. Ako yung first na taga BSU na na-eliminate ng how many years are you in Philippine team?
Halos 2 years lang.
2 years.
Kasi pagkakuha sa akin sa Manila, I have to sacrifice 2 years sa aking pag-aaral. Nag-stop ako ng criminology. So second year ako that time. So, nakuha ko yung gold medal 2001 sa Malaysia, Penang, Malaysia. Nagdesisyon ako na pagpatuloy muna yung pag-aaral. So, habang pinagpatuloy ko yung pag-aaral ko doon sa UC, ayan, naging coach na rin ako. Parang Cordillera coach ng Wushu.
Did you, kayo ba yung nag-introduce or may mga naunang pioneer ng Wushu dito sa atin?
May mga nauna na nakikikompete dito sa atin. Pero yung parang na-recognize ng gusto, yung sa amin noong 2001.
Yung with you, with your former teammate.
Na si Jerome Calica. Dalawa kaming gold noon.
Oh, I see.
Si Edward noon nakakuha ng bronze.
So nagsasabay-sabay kayo noon?
Oo, noong 2001.
So while you're taking your studies, nag-coach din kayo. Kumusta yung reception ng mga taga Baguio sa martial arts ng Wushu?
Yung sa martial arts ng Wushu noon, naging dumami yung mga estudyante ko noon. And at the same time, habang nagkukurso ko doon, dami ko nang nabibigay sa national na mga athletes. And gusto ko pagpatuloy yung naalala ko yung mga kasikatan ng kickboxing. Gusto ko tuloy. Kaya akong nadala rin ng Kung Fu King na isa dito sa Cordillera. So doon, nag-promote na rin ako hanggang nakikicross-train na rin ako dyan sa mga judo sa school. Ayan.
So, that was, what year was that?
2002, 2003, ayan.
What was your first, first na narinig mo yung MMA? Kasi 1993, lumabas yung UFC.
2004. Pagka-graduate ko ng 2003, that year, board na rin ako. So, pagka-graduate ko, inabsorb na rin ako ng UC. Na magturo doon sa DEFTAC ng mga criminologist. So, ayun, 2004, parang gusto kong maglaro. Andun pa rin yung fire. So, sabi ko sa national, gusto kong maglaro. Pero nakita nila yung potential ko na 2 years na nagdaan na pag-alaman ko, siyempre, nases natin na dami ko na rin nabibigay sa kanila. So, they don't need athlete anymore.
Yeah, parang ikaw na yung naging scout.
Oo. So, pero yun na, sabi ko na rin doon, andun pa yung fire. Nakita ko na itong mixed martial arts. So, doon 2004 na ako compete.
2000, kailan ba lumabas yung URCC? Parang kayo ang pioneer fighters,
2002, 2003. Lumabas na yan, pero yung doon 2004. Early 2004. Doon ako pumasok doon.
Kayo yung pioneer dito actually. If I'm going to look at it back. Sina
Charlie Angel, sila Dari Malikdan, andyan si Rolly Chulhang. Ayan. So, kaming apat yung mga bumababa, lumalaban noon.
Paano yung training nyo noon? How did you manage? Kasi kayo yung paano nyo sa Wushu, it has the striking and takedown, but it doesn't have the ground game. And then I watched some of your games. Sayang nga lang kasi nung naging stricto na yung YouTube, nawala lahat yung mga video ng laro ninyo. Pero usually what you do is you take them to the ground and then immediately work for submission.
Tsaka pound.
In ground and pound.
Yun yung kagandahan na because I trained with the judo team noon sa UC din. Nakikicross-train ako doon. Tapos, yun yung pinakamalapit na art.
Yes, judo.
Sa combatives doon, sa pinakamalapit din sa mixed martial arts, yung Wushu.
Wushu, yes.
Kasi aside from striking, may takedown. Ang kulang lang doon sa ground. Pero naka-adjust ako ng konti doon kasi nakikicross-train ako doon sa judo. At the same time, may jiu-jitsu noon dito sa Baguio, which is si Ronnie David, galing from US. Dinala niya dito and I trained with him.
Jiu-jitsu as in
Brazilian Jiu-jitsu.
Brazilian Jiu-jitsu. Ronnie David.
Ronnie David noon. That time na yun 2002, 2003. So, hindi tayo bago doon sa grappling.
Mm. So, ever since pala,
Mm.
and kasi mabilis lahat yung mga laban.
Siguro sa sipag. Yun nga sabi ko, yung sa sipag galing tayo sa Philippine team and yung coach ko, he's more on the traditional part, yung hard work.
Hard work, yeah.
And,
So nakuha nyo yung parang yung work ethic from that Philippine team and then
yes.
siguro hindi rin kayo nahirapan when you told me about the kickboxing and then the taekwondo na pinagsasabay ninyo yung ensayo. Parang naka-absorb agad yung katawan niyo sa mga changes. That's why it's very, very easy for you to transition. Kung titingnan natin, kasi usually if we look at the athlete of UFC, kapag wrestler sila, makikita mo talaga na medyo kulang yung fundamental sa striking, ano? Pero sa inyo nung yung mga fights nyo noon, sayang nga sabi ko wala tayo. Wala tayo. Pero sa inyo may nasa iba kayong videos ng mga yun?
Meron piniplay. Sige, pa-forward ko sa iyo yung link. Kasi may kaibigan din tayo from URCC dati. Na-post na rin niya sa YouTube, Facebook. So, pwede ko i-send yun.
May mga yun doon kami nanonood noon kaya lang nung naging stricto na nga yung nawala lahat ng mga videos karamihan. So the transition is talagang nandun na pala sa inyo.
Oo.
Parang nung lumaban lang kayo, saka na lang ninyo finormalize na i-incorporate lahat.
In-incorporate natin yun. In-incorporate ko yun. The problem there is wala ako noong MMA coach.
So you coach yourself
at the same time. And nakakatawa to kasi when I go to Manila, may mga kaibigan tayo doon. Mini-message ko na lang sila yung nagko-corner sa akin doon.
Ay, gano'n.
Oo. So, ayan. And hanggang may nakilala tayong mga friend doon sa Manila na, ayun, nakikicross train na rin ako doon ng MMA. Mga tumatagal.
Yung first fight mo, sino ang cornerman mo doon?
Yung first, si RK. Nasa Dubai ngayon Siya kasi yung taga Manila noon. Kakilala ko doon sa Gab. During my time, inuutang ko pa yung mga pamasahe noon. Kasi
sponsorship during that time would not be.
Oh, yeah. Nagbabas ako noon papunta Avenida. Tapos magbabas ako doon papuntang Pasay, hanggang Ayala Station. Nilalakad ko yung papunta sa games and amusement board para lang magpa-medical. Wala pa nung email dati.
Yes.
Papa-medical ako doon, pa-license ako doon. After 1 week, babalik na naman ako sa timbangan. Kaya na-memorize ko noon from belt 3, belt 2, green belt 2, green belt 2, papunta sa Gab, balik-balikan yon. So, yun yung mga experience natin na pag kinumpira mo ngayon, swerte yung mga
swerte ng mga players ngayon. Because you established na yung MMA for them. Anong sasabihin ng hindi sinasabi lang ng coach? Yung nag-corner ba sa'yo, martial artist din? Or...
Oo, naging estudyante ko rin noon sa UC.
So at least he knows the game.
Tapos pag-corner, nag-jiu-jitsu rin kami noon. So, meron din, may mga so, maganda.
And then you started the gym here. Paano nagkaroon ng ng gym na?
Una, naging coach ako ng Cordillera.
Yeah.
Wushu team. So, ang presidente namin yan si Tony Candelaria, si Sir Tong. Si Ching Tong Chai. So, siya yung
artista rin.
So, siya noon yung kumuha ng gym. So, ako yung nagmamanage.
I see.
Until time na nagkaroon ng kailangan namin magsarili. Kasi, iba na ang wushu, iba na rin ang mixed martial arts.
Yes.
And yung Manila noon, naging habang that time, ang sabay-sabay nga Isipin mo, naging wushu judge rin ako that time. Since 2004 to 2012.
Yes. Lahat ng mga, may mga wushu, naalala ko na.
So, ayan, nagsasabay-sabay, pero, and nagpapa-event pa tayo.
Yes.
At mga Kung Fu King, ayan, hanggang nagpapa-grappling na tayo, mixed martial arts. So, pumunta sa point na I have to choose between wushu and MMA.
Yeah.
Kaya andyan na pumasok yung Team Lakay.
How did you come up with that name? A very unique one.
Ang una nga yan, Lakay Wushu team eh. Pero yung una yan, I have a friend in Manila na director ng ABS dati.
Yeah.
Umakyat. So sabi niya, ano kayang, kinukuha ko yung suggestion niya kung anong magandang pangalan. So sabi niya, ano bang uso dito? Dumaan kami noon sa isang, nakita na niya yung matanda, nakaganyan. Ano yan? Apo. Anong apo? Anong apo? Yun yung matandang lakay. Sabi niya. And I remember din na lakay, uso noon na tayong taga-norte.
Oo, parang padling.
Tawagan, bro.
Yan.
Ayun, so, hindi literal na yung ibig sabihin nun yung matanda.
Yes. Yeah, the literal meaning is old man nga peso.
Oo, pero yung ibig sabihin ng Team Lakay, team ng mga magkakaibigan.
Yes.
Ayan.
Parang,
So, ayan.
so that's how you got it.
Mm.
And where was the first gym when you started to like solely focus on MMA?
Sa Maharlika, sabay nun.
Mm-mm.
Nag-MMA Wushu nun. But when we transferred to Kayang, yun na yung medyo sabihin natin 75% na kaming MMA.
Yeah. When you had your fighters, you actually dominated. I would say most of you dominated URCC. And what was the training process? Paano yung training process niyo?
Yun yung isa na magandang experience na hindi mo alam maganda o hindi. Kasi when we go down, parang lumaban na yung mga atleta. We dominated URCC.
Yes.
All of our athletes got all the not all but most of their belts.
Yeah, they all of it actually.
In one fight, sabihin mo, kunin namin yung tatlo, ganyan. Andyan sila Edward, Kevin, we have Mark, we have Honorio. So, si Raydoc Yogen, halos pati ako, halos kinuha namin yung mga belts doon. And na-surprise sila doon. Kasi yung training, they don't know. Syempre, galing kami sa hirap, sanay na dyan. Ang kunan na lang natin dyan, yung mga techniques, mga ganyan.
So you mean sa stamina, meron na tayo?
Stamina, strength conditioning, andyan na.
Yeah. So talagang parang nag-focus na lang kayo sa technique polishing.
Oo. Tsaka sa rules. Tapos sa nutrition pa natin. Hindi ako lang tatalo sa watwat tsaka pipikan. Ayun.
Then, how many years did Team Lakay stay sa URCC?
We stayed there until, I think, we did stay there until 2013.
2013. Kailan ho kayo nag-retire, sir?
Nag-retire na ako ng 2010.
2010. Last na laban nyo dito. Hindi na
Manila.
Ay, meron pa rin. After ni Biagtan dito.
After that, meron pa ako.
Meron pa doon. Hindi ko napanood. Kasi hindi na naman kayo nag-pause doon eh. Mabilis na naman. Ayun. Would you entertain yung sabi ni Mr. Biagtan na you'll have part 2? Would you come out of retirement for that?
Yun nga, sabi ko sa kanya, we're all ready and we prove naman. We prove na hindi ito personalan. This is just a sport. So sabi ko, yung mga susunod na lang, yung anak natin, yung mga atleta natin, yan yung mga maglalaro.
I'm interested to see how far did he improve sa grappling department. Yan din eh. Yun din ang parang, kasi sabi niya, zero grappling knowledge daw yata siya during that time.
Dati.
Yeah, so, so after URCC, I saw your group's name in Martial Combat. What else?
Legend,
yeah. Legend FC.
Legend in Hong Kong.
And then lately...
Brave, PXC.
Brave.
PXC.
And then PXC.
Then one championship.
UFC.
Even UFC.
Yes, I saw UFC. That is the first Filipino, is it?
Yeah, three of them.
First Igorot, siguro ba?
First Igorot.
UFC fighter.
We have Roldan and Marky Diva. Meron din si Dave Galera.
Yeah.
Three of them.
Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Paano yung Paano yung process mo ng training athletes who have different different styles? Do you just give them yung mga techniques and then they work it on themselves, or kasi may tinitingnan ko yung sidekick, talagang trademark na yata ng Team Laka yun, hindi nawawala.
Dati sa Wushu yan, natin sa Wushu yan. And sa akin, habang tumatagal, at first, syempre, nakafocus tayo doon sa Wushu. But doon yung namulat tayo when get out to our comfort zone.
Yes.
We go to international competition. Yan na. Nakita natin on gaano pa tayo ka-ripe. Hindi pa tayo ganun pala ka-ripe. Sabi ko. And pag na-try natin, out of 5, 0-5.
Yeah, when was that? What year was that?
I think that was 2012.
2012, yeah.
Oo.
Tayo pa yata yung main event doon.
Oo, even when they came here in the Philippines, yung One Championship. So, ayan. So, andyan na yung mga daming, wala kayong alam sa grappling, wala kayong Pero before that, alam na natin na medyo kulang tayo sa grappling. That's why we started Grapplers Cup 2007 at 2008. So,
the first Team Lakay grappling.
Grappling competition. So, ayun. So, hindi naman yan buwan, taon lang. Because your opponent there, 20 years, mga green belt. Galing na sila yung mga wrestler na mga bata. Nag-start na, mga jiu-jitsu na mga bata, nag-start na those times. So, tayo, ayun, nagsisimula pa lang tayo that time.
Ano yung paano yung training nila because I see some during the time that yung mga former fighters, they have some innovative moves. Halimbawa kay Joshua Pasio. Did you as a coach teach that one, or they were free to experiment on their own?
For how many years? Let's say 2008. And when we joined the international competitions, doon natin nakita that we have to add time on our grappling and wrestling training. Dati, nakafocus lang kami. We say, out of 8 rounds, kami namin wushu. Yung 2 rounds na lang, mag-grappling na lang kami after 2 rounds. So, the time na nakita natin na kulang, we have to balance.
I see.
So, those times na dinagdagan natin. So, kung nakikita na nila, sila na yung sagsasubmit. Even Lito, even Joshua. Yung mga new generations na, doon mo na nakikita yung mga submissions na time.
Yes, even your son.
Oo,
It's a very good ground game.
Kasi doon na sila nag-start They started from that grappling competitions.
So as a coach, ano yung parang if you want to venture here as a fighter, if you want to venture in MMA, ano yung parang fundamentals na aralin ng isang fighter to become a successful MMA fighter?
Yung sabi nila, if MMA, gusto mong maging MMA fighter, you have to start na maging MMA. Training ka ng MMA. You have to be well-rounded. Alam mo dati. From standing, wrestling, and ground.
In this generation,
actually. Sa ngayon.
Kasi nakikita natin ngayon, magaling na lahat sila in all aspect, striking, and unlike during your time, you can distinctly see kung sino ang grappling and sino ang striker.
Oo.
Yeah. And that's why I love watching your game, because I know that you're a striker, but then you go to the ground.
Sabi nila, kung boxer yung kalaro ko, syempre, why will I play?
Yeah, exactly.
Idadala kita doon sa weakness mo. So I'll finish you there.
Yeah. Let's go back to what you were saying a while ago of that 0-5. So natalo kayong lahat doon during it's an international promotion. Lumabas yung mga ayun. Ang kagandahan kasi na-expose yung Baguio, kaya lang ayun may mga nagsasabi na hindi tayo marunong sa grappling. With grappling, hindi nga lang yung sinabi nyo na hindi pa sapat in an international level. What was the adjustment on the technique wise? Kasi you came back strong.
Yeah. Before after that,
Oo.
after the competition, yun nga pumunta pa sa isipan natin. Touches my mind. Sabi ko, ito ba yung para sa akin? As a coach,
Yeah.
mali ata yung pinasukan ko.
Oo.
Bakit tayo ganito? Ako, nagbe-base ako sa result palagi.
Yeah.
But, after a while, may mga fans na rin na nagsabi na, come back stronger, like
Yeah,
this, like that. Then, ayun, evaluate natin. Anong kulang? Now, we work on our weaknesses. So, yun yung sabi ko na dagdag pa tayo dun sa weakness na tayo ng time. We work hard. Kung nakikita nyo yung mga training namin, pumunta kami sa mga bundok.
Yeah.
Talagang yun na lang, nag-focus tayo doon sa training. And sa training, aside from sa strong side natin, hindi natin pinabayaan, but nagdagdag pa tayo. So, hanggang sa pagbalik natin, na-try din natin 5-0 na.
Yeah. And with what do you call that one? With the bonus because of the belts they had.
Yes, yan na hanggang nasabi na rin ng CEO, yung chairman mismo ng One Championship na despite na wala tayo doon sa first world, mga ganyan, mga wala tayo ng tamang resources or yung kakulangan natin ng mga resources.
That's why I want to learn your planning doon kung paano kasi when it comes to equipment, especially the first gym that you had in KM4, yun nga, sila mismo magsasabi, it's not what we call the one a first class gym, so to speak. It works because it produced champions. Well, paano yung did you incorporate or did you hire other trainers to assist you? Ano yung mga techniques ng ano?
Nung una mag-isa natin diyan kung ano, but through teamwork. Teamwork, then we try to hire wrestling coaches, mga ganyan. Pinapabisita natin kahit twice a month. Then repetition hanggang yung prepare natin ng gusto and the right, siyempre andyan na yung andyan na yung sabihin natin social media, ng YouTube. Pag nakikita natin yung mga opponent nila, di-study natin ng gusto, ito yung strong side ng mga ganito, ganyan. So, preparing yung isang atleta doon, we're basing doon sa mga kalaban nila. Nakaka-create tayo ng magagandang game plan.
Yes, because you are also called, the team was also called the king of rematch.
Yeah.
Because you always come back during rematches.
Ayun, so yan yung maganda kasi we keep on studying, keep on learning yan. So, diyan nananalo tayo dun sa mga pag natalo tayo. Same like Ali before.
Yeah.
Pag natalo siya, pag bumalik siya, tatalunin yung tumalo. Then that's sport. That's sport. Sometimes we learn, sometimes we win, sometimes we learn.
Yes, exactly. Hindi ba bumabalik sa inyo yung ka-team minsan kung nandun kayo tapos shock ko mati.
Meron yung time that's the hardest decision before 2010. Kasi I have to sacrifice my career. I have to decide.
Yeah.
But nung nag-decide na ako, I have to focus. Wala na. Nung nagsi-champion na ako, sabi ko, champion na rin ako.
Yes.
Ayan.
Actually, parang yun ang nakikita natin because we see fighters in the international stage kung saan parang napakahirap sila sa kanila yung mag-retire. Yeah. And for you, I would say it's like pinanindigan mo na yung decision mo.
Yeah. So, because yun nga, nilagay natin doon sa teamwork. Team Lakay. The success of one is success of all.
Exactly.
So, yun na lang yung sa akin. So, and once in my life, I've been an athlete.
Yes.
And naramdaman din natin feeling ng maging champion.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for them. And sa mga next pa na susunod na maging champions or maging successful dito sa career nila.
So sa mga fighters natin, so aside from the trainings, do you also do din yung mga parang uso ngayon yung mga may mga sports psychologists, yung mga visualization aspects?
Ang maganda dito, through experience.
Yes.
Through experience and napag-aralan natin yung mga iba doon. But
Yes.
I'm open, of course, hindi ko sabihin alam ko lahat. Pero ang dami nating natutunan din 2 years, ilang taon na rin.
Yes.
20 years, sabihin natin.
Wow, that long, huh?
Oo, dami nating so even mostly the athletes, kilala mo na. Alam mo yung behavior tsaka yung mga ibang attitude ng mga athletes. So, adjustment na lang. May mga adjustment pag ano, and kung yun ang maganda kasi doon sa martial arts, sabihin natin,
Yeah.
it needs extreme discipline.
Extreme discipline.
Yan.
Exactly.
No? Kung puro extreme, even
Yeah.
sa sabihin natin sa training, kailangan yung
Full
hard work mo.
dedication.
So,
Yes.
commitment, dedication, yan, tsaka yung extreme discipline.
Mhm.
So, ayun. That's why, because of those, their attitude, nakuha nila yung mga belts. Yan. And they become successful in their careers.
Ano yun? Nawala ako sa dun sa 2015. Is that 2015? Was the first belt that you had? Or
2012. When,
2012. Yes, Honorio Bonario.
Yes.
The first kailyak na taga-Mankayan.
And
And
that's
then
in one championship.
one championship.
The second 2016.
2016
Edward.
with Edward. And yeah, even me during the time when I was actually sinasabi ko dun, baka maaabak tayo dito yung manta. Shinya Ayuki is a very good grappler. But then, yun, striking prevailed. And then, after that, yun, isa-isang nawala ulit yung belt. Ano yung parang team plan ngayon to get that one?
The plan, so, let's go to 2016, nung nakuha na ni Edward yun. Yung cooldown niya doon, every cooldown niya, jumping ni kaming dalawa kay Edward. So, yun yung
so talagang planado yun.
Oo, so pag-shoot, alam natin mag-shoot yun. Yun yung umalog kay Shinya before na pumunta siya sa ground floor.
Yes, actually.
And ayun yung napunta tayo when they got the belts, ganyan. Hindi naman mawawala yun. Ito, opinion na sa coach.
Yes.
That time, siguro, medyo may pabaya na. Sometimes, sabi nga nila, it's hard to get up.
Yeah.
4 a.m. the morning when you're wearing your pajamas. Sabi nila. So, most of them naging komportable. Naging komportable na nung nakuha na nila yung belts. Hindi na yung dati. Yung professionally, everyday dapat.
Nawala na yung fire.
So, hindi naman natin maalis yun. Siguro minsan parte na yun.
Yes.
But for today, pag sinabi nating may laban, balik sa fight camp, you have to focus. Kasi yung sabi ko, yung pagkuha ng belt, pwede tulit yan. Pero yung mang-maintain, mas mahirap na naman.
Yes, exactly. Naalala ko na. Pinakamahirap kasi kahit kami dun sa amateur level, dun sa level ng dun sa part ng fighter, yung nutrition niya. How do you deal with that? Now that, especially for the professional fighters.
For the professional fighters, meron tayong dalawang klaseng nutrition yan. But for the professional athletes, through years din natutunan na nila. But yung mga bago natin, meron tayong nutritionist din.
Oh, nice.
Our dito.
Meron
tayong nutritionist dyan. Then, iba naman yung nutritionist natin doon sa mga supplement. So, yung nutritionist sa nakakain, isang iba yun. Iba rin doon sa supplement.
Yes.
Pero, syempre, yung supplement natin dito, yung safe.
Yes.
Yung mga yung hindi pinagbabawal.
How many times does WADA do testing on the fighters?
Random. But, when you fight in championship, yan. Kailangan. Kailangan nilang mag-undergo.
Meron pa yun kasi parang yun din yung parang naririnig na issue. Parang minsan may match tayong mga athletes in other countries.
Outside,
Yeah. Na kung titingnan mo yung isang forma ng katawan, parang may super nutrition.
Yung iba, may mga natitest positive din.
Oo.
Yan yung mga... So, mayroon kasing mga country na inaalaw pag ganyan. So, sa atin, ayaw natin yan. Kasi gusto natin yun nga sabi ko, nakukuha sa hard work.
Hard work, yeah. Exactly.
And syempre, babawi din yan pagdating ng panahon.
Yeah.
So, ayaw naman natin yun. And ayaw kong ma-erase. Kasi pag may na-positive sa atin yan, erase na lahat yung belt mo.
Yes, exactly. Yung mga pinaghirapan ng mga una.
Oo, wala na.
Even yung pinaghirapan nyo before sa fighter, parang may chapera na, especially now na. How do you deal with those? Especially, there was that time, hindi ko alam, it was a thing lost in translation, I would guess. You said, second round. It was second round. I don't know. Is it second round? Where you were giving your advice to one fighter, and then you said, I cannot remember exactly, but I would say, based on my interpretation, that you already know each other. So there was, even if you say less during that time, the fighter knows what to do. But then it came out, that you have never given an advice to that fighter.
Yeah, they said that we don't have plan B.
Yeah, there was no plan B.
As you have said, we're using our own dialect nga.
Yes, exactly.
Ilocano,
Yeah.
Kankanay.
Yes.
And that time, Stephen Stephen versus, that was Stephen against Lineker.
Yeah.
That time, sabi ko, we have a setup. When I say setup, kasi ang setup natin doon, take him down.
Yeah.
But we have also a setup for the straight. Kasi i-expect ni palagi yan. I-expect palagi ni Lineker dyan to go down sa wrestling. Pero yung setup na sabi natin, yung mag-siset siya dito, pero straight pala sa ulo or sa panga. But ayun, hindi na na-initiate because of some reasons, that's him, siya yung nakakaramdam doon.
Yes, exactly.
Na sinabi nila na wala tayong mga plan B, but actually, sabi ko, they don't know yet. Sabi ko, I've been here for how many years? Na naman mas magaling siya doon, i-writer siya. Di ba?
That's why I actually commented on that one, and I said that if you're in the gym for too long, and also my experience of being an amateur fighter, you and your coach already know each other, and whatever one word that the coach will say will mean something, and then there's something lost in translation there. Nainayunam.
Oh,
yeah. So you were telling a technique.
Oh, yeah.
But that you and him only understands.
Kasi that time he wants to take Lineker down to control him on the ground, but alam na ni Lineker yun.
Yes. Exactly.
So next, the plan there is to execute the striking. Kaya nainayunam, the setup plus combinations. Kasi yun. But sometimes people don't know that.
How do you deal with
the
that?
Process.
Every morning, how do you deal with that? Every morning, siya nagla-light up na may mention yung pangalan mo.
Silence, just go on, move on. Just focus kasi they don't know that. Until sabihin ko rin, ang hirap naman if you go across doon sa ang galing niya magsulat, tapos tuturuan ko pa siya doon sa pagsulat. Nagkamali lang siya ng isang grammar, sabihin mo, tuturuan mo na siya, hindi mo alam, typo lang yan. So, meron tayong sari-sariling linya.
Yeah.
So, I believe doon, kaya sa akin lang, silence. Kung meron man akong nagko-comment minsan, very professional. If you want, I can call you and we'll talk about it. Parang ganun yan. So, wala namang hindi tayo nakikiaway sa ganun kasi, malawak na yung pag-iintindi natin.
Yeah, that's admirable. Because going to this wag na, wait lang. I'm afraid to talk about this really. The guys on the other side are my friends.
Yeah.
Especially with Donoyo. Honorio and the Benari brothers. But then there was this issue that came about the 30%.
Yeah.
Yeah. But here's my take before I'll ask the questions. That here's my take with the separation.
Yeah.
So Team Lakay, and then here comes Lions Nation MMA. So my point of view as a fan is that this will make the two of you better.
Yeah.
It will improve it. You will improve each other
Mhm.
because competition usually, brings out the best in us. There are some may mga human natures that will come that we will hurt each other sometime, but the competition will bring out the best out of the two of you. So before I was telling them that this is a good outcome because you will improve each other.
Yeah.
And then kapag naging Team Lakay, Lions MMA, parang the two topmost MMA team in the Philippines, and then it will benefit the two of you, sabi ko doon. And then so parang it's good. And then here comes the issue. Can you give me your take on that one?
At first, when they left,
Mm.
Edward left, ganito. The first question there is, before they left, we have this meeting, team meeting.
So talagang nag-usap talaga
I
kayo.
told them, as much as possible, I want this to be silent.
Yeah.
To be healthy. Yan. So sinabi ko sa kanila na if you go out, gawin lang natin kasi at the end of the day, tatawanan lang tayo. I have a
Exactly.
1-hour video on that meeting. So yun yung sinabi ko sa kanila. After a while, they left, nagpaalam na yung 4. Pagkapaalam nila, mamaya, they're announcing it na individually. Isa, after how many days or weeks, isa hanggang sa kwan. So I don't know their purpose. But according to them, magbe-venture sila. And before that, sabi ko, venturing hindi naman bawal sa atin.
Yes.
They can go anywhere. Pumupunta pa nga sila sa Manila to train with other team, to cross-train with other team. I just don't know the real reason. So, ayan. So, hanggang bakit isa-isa umalis? Hanggang may lumabas doon sa kakilala nilang, and to the extent na bakit nalaman yung about contract.
Yeah.
Yung kontrata, andun confidential. That's very confidential. And naipalabas niya yun hanggang daw pinagbabawal ko ang pag-fellowship.
So Bible study.
Bible study, mga ganyan, dahil ganito, ganyan. Sabi ko, kasi nungalingan. Kasi, nung una, magkakasama tayo, Pinalagaan ko kayo kas kapatid, mentor, ganyan, hanggang pati pag-aaral nyo, nasikaso natin. Hanggang iba sa kanila nakapagtapos. Tapos, sabi ko, hindi man sila nagsalita ng mga ganon, pero may mga kasama din tayong bumabalik dito na pumunta sa kanila. And ayaw ko rin kasi hearsay yung mga iba doon na sinasabi na ganito, ganyan, ganyan. But through their actions, through kung may mga competitions natin, binuboycott, ayaw nilang sumali. So, sabi ko, bakit? And yan nga, sabi ko, to fix everything. Kasi kung tinatawagan ko sila, hindi sila sumasagot. Kaya sabi ko, sa mga nakakontrata, nakiusap ako sa GAB, if you can mediate, kasi gusto ko nang malaman. And that's two-way contract.
Okay.
That's a two-way contract. Hindi ko yan pero may nangyari sa inyo. May number 16 doon, sinasabi niya na liable ako financially if something happened to them.
Yeah.
So, ayun. So
the mediation, the planned mediation was that to fix everything.
Yeah.
It's not to make them come back to the
diba?
team.
No.
No.
Kasi kung ayaw nila sa akin, why? Why will I insist?
Yeah.
We're just humans. Magkakapatid nga, mag-iwalay yan.
Yes,
Pag lumaki sila, and they will have their own families. That's normal to me. Gusto ko lang dito maging healthy.
Yeah.
When we see each other, walang nagtatago, walang ganyan. And walang siraan.
Especially so na nalipit nila Trinidad.
Oo, di ba? Siya pinakalaki dito. I'm the
Yeah.
oldest here. Sabi, ako sana yung nadadagdagan pa ng pasensya dito at gumawa ng paraan. Hindi na aabot doon pa sa korte. Why would we?
Yeah.
Parang magkakapatid na tayo, but yun, ako yung lalabas na pangit. Yun lang yung masakit na, siyempre, yung sabi mo, ang sikip-sikip na nga ng Trinidad, ang liit na ng natin, aabot pa sa mga ganyan. It's hurting, pero ganyan minsan. Pero I believe, nagbigay naman daw sila ng response na masyadong short yung time noon. Kahit na ako, busy naman tayo, pero pumunta pa rin ako. Kahit short yung notice, andun yung chairman tsaka dalawang abogado na plus the secretary. And hopefully, yung susunod, because we have also lawyers here. We have legal. Anong silbing nagbabayad tayo ng mga legal para i-defend yung company natin. Ang gusto naman natin dito lang is maayos lahat. Hindi yung magsiraan.
Yeah, so that's the bottom point of the mediation.
Yeah.
I hope, and I'm hoping that that would happen. Kasi, but then looking at it as somebody who knows the stories that whatever the success they will have in their new gym will be, of course, it still came from the original gym.
I'm happy, no? Yeah. I'm very proud if they produce again one, ganun pa. We're, dito lang tayo naman sa atin sa Benguet. Magiging proud ako.
Yeah, exactly.
Kung ano yung success ng isa. It's our success. Yun nga sinabi ko nung una.
Yeah.
Kung yung success natin ay retired na ganito, kung success nila, belt nyo yan, belt nating lahat.
Yes, exactly.
Ano pa bang at the end of the day, ano bang gusto natin? Everyone to become successful. Hindi yung ikaw lang magiging successful, yung mga iba wala.
Yeah. I admire the positivity that you have in handling the matter.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I hope everything will turn out fine. Like I said, kasi sa amin nga mga fans is we will just say, oh, it's okay, it's good kasi kakadwamot lang na kita. And then, yun nga, sabi ko, the competition will bring out the best out of each fighters. Kahit na may magkasalubong pa dyan na Landslide MMA or Team Lakay fighter maglalaban, it will bring out the best out of them. And we know that those guys who have been playing the sports, alam nilang walang personalan sa larong yan. It's just a sport.
Correct.
Yeah. So yun yung sinasabi natin. But then, sometimes people, especially fans, would like to bring up dramas. Yung mga ganun.
The purpose, I added, ito yung plan. The plan here is, after the mediation sana, we will bring out na sa press con, mga ganyan. To settle, para mawala na yung mga, diba? Mawala na yung mga haka-haka.
Yeah.
Ganyan.
Yes.
Mawala na yung para, syempre, andyan na. Magsilabasan na yung mga, kung ano, yung mga naisip ng mga fans natin, mga supporters.
Yes.
And I alone, ayaw kong ganun. Kaya nga sabi ko sana, kung matapos yung usapan doon, kakaroon tayo ng press con together with them if they want.
Yes, yeah.
Just to, just to settle everything.
So that's a nice plan.
Yeah.
And I hope, like I said, I hope everything will turn out fine. You have the same objective with them, and like what you said, everyone wants to be successful. And I hope it would be done in a nice way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, for our next generation.
Exactly.
For our next generation na dito, nagtitrain to become again like them in the future.
Yes, exactly. If you have an advice that you can give on, because people see you as someone who came from the bottom, and you struggled your way up. Okay, you worked hard to achieve what you have today. And if you have an advice to those who are listening today that wants to follow your path in maybe becoming an athlete or becoming a businessman or becoming successful in life, ano ang mga i-advise natin sa kanila?
Yung may advice nila natin my advice ko sa kanila is look for the gift na binigay ng Panginoon sa atin. And yan, try to nurture. Yan yung diligan natin. Work hard, smart, work with the right people. No? Alam naman natin maraming nag-hard work doon pero wala yung opportunity sa kanila kasi wala yung connection, mga ganyan and everything. So, work hard, work with the right people, no? Tapos, andyan yung dedication and yung isa dyan, yung kalakip dyan, yung panalangin natin sa Panginoon.
Tama. Yeah. 40 or 50 years from now, when your generation and my generation will be gone, how do you want to be remembered? Or what legacy? Or how do you want people to remember you?
Sa akin lang, yung give back. I think, like me, I graduated na scholar through sports. So, ito naman, to give back, I'm trying also to share my knowledge. No? Pati sa school, I'm teaching and as much as possible to help yung mga hindi kaya ng mga estudyante natin na makapag-aral, to help them to finish their studies. No? And to try to align them kung saan yung linya nila para maging successful in the future. And I want na yung mga susunod din na mga like sa kanila to give back also to the community. Ganun din yung gagawin nila sa mga susunod na generation.
So you want to be the person who to be remembered as the someone who gave back to the community.
Yeah.
And yes, that's what everyone should do. Everyone who are successful, that's what they should do. For now, what is or sino ang mga mayroong laban ngayon? Medyo mafa-flood news kung ikatang kumakita dito. Sino mga nakaplanong lumaban ngayon na Team Lakay?
For now, meron tayong event, no, this coming March 30 na sanctioned by the Games and Amusement Board. So some of them will be competing sa professional level. We have Donis Sevillano and we have Jean-Claude Saclag. And supposedly Carlos Alvarez will be competing this March 22 sa Lumpini in Thailand. Yeah, the problem there is medyo nagka-problema yung training natin kay Carlos, so maybe that will be extended. Hopefully next month. So and sa ngayon yun lang muna yung mga competition na but expect marami pang lalabas.
When are we expecting the champ Gehe Stakio to come back?
I'll try to ask first the One Championship. Kailan yung mga competition nila na darating. But this year, we're hoping maybe mid or this third quarter.
I see. Well, anyway, sir, thank you so much. Like I said a while ago, I know that you're so busy, but you saved the time for me. So I promised you an hour of podcast, so that's what I'm going to do now. So thank you so much. Any message for our listeners?
Yeah, thank you also for coming. It's my pleasure. And for our listeners, sabihin natin, or yung mga nanonood, maraming salamat and keep on supporting our athletes, not only MMA athletes, pero lahat mga atleta natin and the youth na especially those competing abroad, hindi lang abroad, sa national na lang and abroad, just to represent our country. Maraming salamat.
Thank you so much, our coach Mark Sangyao, everyone. Thank you for listening.